Damn underground.
Hopefully in about another 20 minutes we'll get our next guest. Right now I got the one and only Luc. The one and only Luc from Gorguts, the original Gorguts. You there?
Yep.
How you doing, Luc?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Straight from Canada, dude. Canada, man. It's like an honor to be talking with you because it's weird talking to like these classic people that started off like the brutal scene like way back in the day.
Thank you.
You know that
doesn't make me younger, eh? Old school.
Old school, but you know what, dude? I'm old too. So way back, like this is my funny story. Way back in the day, really quick, because I want to tell you this because of the fact I'm a fan. Doing this internet, and all of a sudden, like now, bam, you're on my phone. It's an honor. Due to the fact that way back in the day, you had stuff out, you know, you had your demos, whatever, stuff like that. All of a sudden, you were like, blam, Roadrunner Records. You put 2 albums out or something like that.
Yep.
And then you guys disappeared out of nowhere.
Yep. 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm sitting there going, like, telling all my friends all the bands that I like, and then I walk into Best Buy, like at, 2000, 2001, that sort of thing. I walk into Best Buy, I walk down the aisle, and I was glancing at the corner of my eye, I see the CD that's sitting in my freaking thing right now, that I'm holding, Gorguts, From Wisdom to Hate. And I'm sitting there going, like, they're still around? I'm sitting there, what the hell happened? That sort of thing. I bought the CD, actually. It wasn't file share. It's sitting in my hand right now. That sort of thing. So, right after the whole Roadrunner thing, 5-year period, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bit before Erosion came out. The drummer and the guitar player from the Erosion lineup, they decided to quit the band.
Wow.
So anyway, and real quick, I got a lineup together so we could hit the road for a European tour, which is the only European tour we ever did.
Wow.
And on the way back, on this lineup, you had Steve Hurdle, which we did Obscura together.
Wow, yeah.
And there was a Steve McDonald who died in 2002.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
That drummer, which learned the song like in about 10 or 15 days, you know. So we did that tour together, and when we came back from the tour, Steve didn't went back to. He didn't go back with his band, you know. He went back maybe for a week or something, and he told the guys that he was coming to play with Gorguts full time.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, and then because we had a very good chemistry, and all those guys were like the leaders in their bands, you know, like the same thing as Steve Cloutier, you know, the bass player. We never heard about him after that, you know. He played on From Wisdom, and so anyways, and we wrote Obscura, and we weren't able to get a record deal at all. You know, people were, record labels were like, what the fuck is that music, you know?
Yeah.
We didn't have any, because in November 94, Obscura was all written, but it didn't came out until summer 98.
Oh my God.
You know? So the songs were just on shelves, you know, we were just keeping playing the music, and in 95 the band moved to Montreal, the drummer left the band, so I spent like a year teaching all the song to another drummer, so all those things, you know. So anyways, that's one of the reasons we were out of the scene, you know, and we were doing a lot of shows in Michigan and Ohio in those years. We were playing like in Michigan pretty much every year, you know. So anyway, that's where I met Marty from Olympic.
Wow, okay.
And then he made an offer, and we were sick of waiting to have those songs. You know, we really wanted to have those songs to be out. So that's that gap thing. You know, that's pretty much the story.
I didn't get to check out Obscura at all.
No?
I never got a chance to check it out. I couldn't even find it. That's the whole point. I'm in Southern California, and I mean, you know, Virgin Megastores, Best Buys, that sort of thing, and I saw this at Best Buy. This
but you didn't get to see us live there because we did the weekly like 2 or 3 times with Obscura.
Oh, good. The only bands that I see Modeling Creation, I seen Obituary, I've seen a slew of other ones and stuff like that, but I never got to see you guys live here in Southern California at all. Never. You know, and it was kind of.
Where are you in California?
I'm like about an hour away from LA. Yeah, I know you guys got a DVD thing going on because you play at the Whiskey and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you guys been out here and stuff. A lot of the bands were out here in LA and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, and there was that big gap and stuff like that. I think a lot of it, maybe the reason, maybe because like I told the guy from Deicide and stuff like that. Maybe he had a different thing about it. Marketing levels when it came to like, you know, the death metal scene was like its prime till 93, 94, and like everything started dropping out everywhere. And then Roadrunner Records almost like, you know, changed also.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
But that's the thing I said, you know, in many, many, many interviews. What's great about death metal with its open view, open-minded view, is that it's a very, to me, it's one of the most experimental and bold kind of metal, you know, that everything is permanent in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can try it. You can be very experimental, you know, and it's still gonna work. And even when the labels were dropping and they had lack of interest in this type of music, it kept flourish even if it didn't have it, because it never had a big commercial tools as a style of music. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I think the closest is Cannibal Corpse getting on Ace Ventura. It was the closest you can get to commercial. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. But despite that, it's not a style which suffered from that. You know.
Yeah.
But the bands kept doing albums, and the fans are very, very true to their band when they like their music. You know, so it's great.
Wow, that's crazy. So the last I heard, I got the CD. I mean, now you got like another one up for Gorguts fans. You got like a bunch of demos, that sort of thing. So what is that called? It's like Lividity or something like that.
And then comes Lividity. That's the Gorguts demo title.
Oh, so it's just all like demo stuff. It's all.
It's all the pre-production. You have the demo that we did, which we got the Roadrunner record deal with.
Wow.
And after that, you got pre-productions that we made for Erosion, Sanity. You have pre-production tapes, demos that we made for Obscura, which we were using to shop for a deal. You know, so you got like instrumental versions of some songs. You know, like because the lyrics weren't really made back then, and this and that. You know, so for a hardcore fan, it's an interesting item to have in a collection, I guess.
Was it kind of a different feel, like after getting off of Roadrunner?
What's that?
Was it kind of like a different feel getting off of Roadrunner Records, that sort of thing, and going on your own and trying to find a new label? And,
yes and no, because they were supportive for Consider Dead since we were a new band in the scene there, and but after the tour we did with Cannibal Corpse, they didn't do much with us. You know, we never. As I said, you know, we never had a U.S. tour for Erosion, so even from there, we were pretty much on our own, you know, and so it was sad, you know, because we were like 19, 20 years old back then, and you're like, the world you can do everything being on this kind of label, you know. It never hurts. I mean, it gave us very, very big visibility worldwide, so I'm very thankful to them, you know, because if we never signed to a label like this, I wonder what the band's name would be today, you know.
You know what's kind of weird? I mean, regardless of what sales, whatever, that sort of thing, my friend worked at a warehouse out here in Southern California, and he talked to my drummer, my old drummer from a different band I was in at that time, and he came up to him at the warehouse, and he goes, dude, and my drummer goes, what? And he told me this when he came to my house. He's like, and the guy that worked at the warehouse goes, you got to check out Gorguts. You gotta, dude, they're so futuristic. That was at that time, like early 90s. You know, that sort of thing. I believe it was like, Consider Dead. That sort of thing. And so that's when my drummer came over to my house and said, you know, you gotta check out Gorguts. And I checked out Gorguts. I was like, dude, you guys were like, I don't understand why they didn't keep you. You guys were phenomenal at that time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, phenomenal. And great things are going on. So you guys got that going on and everything. So Gorguts is pretty much, is it Considered Dead? That sort of thing? Or is it is a resurrection? What's going to go on with Gorguts? Is dead?
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, now I'm very busy with other artistic projects, you know, and I'm the kind of person, you know, which I don't like this I don't like to say this, but I get bored very quickly, you know. I'm very curious, and I like to do all kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But now with Negativa, you know, I'm very fulfilled with this, but I don't write much in the band, you know. It's mainly Steve and the other guys which write all the music. I contribute more as an arranger in this band. I wrote the song for Negativa.
Wow.
You know, beside that, I do a lot of carving and...
yeah, the wood carving, I checked that out. It's beautiful work. You're talking to a glass blower, so it's artistic, and you do beautiful work. I've seen it on your site.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
So I'm a big fan of Sam Malouf, which is in California. You know, those woodworkers and you know, from the Asian. I'm getting more into the Asian furniture maker now. You know, so I really want to push this. You know, so but I'll never leave music aside. But it's the same thing that happened in 93, 94. I started playing the violin and then went to study composition. You know, after that. So when I get very passionate about something, you know, I push it, you know.
Wow.
So, like, time-wise, I wouldn't have much time to, if I would ever do another Gorguts record and get a lineup together, I wouldn't even have time to do that now, you know, which, Negativa fulfills it pretty much for now, but you never know. Maybe someday, you know, I can hook up with some guy and do a Gorguts record just for the sake of doing one.
No, that'd be great.
Because I'm not even singing anymore.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. Okay, we're going to talk about here. We got less than 5 minutes to get everything down. Negativa, you guys were doing your thing. Okay, now Gorguts, now the former members in Gorguts are Negativa now. You guys did your thing and stuff like that, and now you got this female vocalist now and stuff like that. What brought that on, actually?
That's pretty much Steve that brought it, because I mean that's more of his band, you know. He's leading pretty much the artistic direction on it, you know. And but anyway, Steve and I for a little while we were like kind of not bored of singing, but we were thinking about doing something else, you know. We're fans of we like bands like Neurosis and all this neurot kind of. You know, those bands, you know, like on Neurot recording, like Battle of Mice. So anyway, he came up one day with this recording of Battle of Mice, and he convinced me, you know, that a female vocal would be interesting in the band, and I said yes right away when I heard that, you know, and why not? I mean, we like the things to be dark and dark sounding and very heavy, so I mean, even if it's a girl singing, we wouldn't go for something, you know, it's always a matter of taste, and what we did in the past, you know, you mix all that, I mean, we knew it's gonna sound good, you know, and we found the right girl pretty quick, too.
Yeah, what can we expect, though, as far as vocals and everything else? Do you have anything out now? Because I've only heard, like, on your, you know, your MySpace and everything else.
It's a mix between, I would say, Neurosis, Voivod, and Portishead, and, but very, very dark sounding, very, very progressive. We have a song like 18, 19 minutes. The shorter song is about, I wrote a short song about 3-4 minutes, but all the other songs are about 9, 12, 14, 19 minutes. So,
not that it matters really quick, so we're running out of time. Are you kind of like not really, who cares what people think, but I mean, Gorguts to Negativa, that sort of thing, and when now you got the female vocalist, that sort of thing. I mean, when you bring it out, are your old Gorguts fans going to embrace that? Are you going to think like, oh, you know, what are people going to think if you put this out?
I think they're going to embrace it. Really? I think. Oh yeah, I mean, if they've been following us as artists, you know, since the beginning, I mean, if they were there for Obscura, I think they'll be there for that.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, a lot of people make changes. I mean, look at Catatonia and Amorphous and some of the other bands that I start off like really deep and now like, you know, kind of melodic, that sort of thing. And I don't know, I have not heard Negativa yet as far as with the female vocalist. I'm sure that'll be out soon.
So much more feeling in the music. I'm not saying that Gorguts didn't have any feeling. There was a lot of feeling in this music, but with this lady singing and I really love to play those songs, and live it's going to be. I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think it's the music I get the most feeling out of playing live and everything since I've been playing music.
Okay, one last question, really quick. Do you feel that bands today should stay independent or try to find labels these days? 'Cause I know internet, entertainment, that sort of thing, and.
I'm more of an old school guy, you know. I think relationship with a label can be great, and it's. I mean, I'm a strong believer about teamwork, and it's. Yeah, I think a band should have a label. I'm not saying that bands which doesn't have label, it's not good. Look like Neurosis, but they made their own label.
Wow, yeah.
You know, and I think I'm a strong believer in labels. Yep.
Wow, great. Dude, thank you so much for being on the show. You got any web addresses so people can check out some stuff? Web addresses?
They can go on negativa.ca, which it's going to link them onto our MySpace, and then you got links on individual from the band, but you can have all the updates for Negativa on our MySpace.
MySpace as well, too. Luc, thank you so much for being on the Underground Show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to you to offer me times on the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
I'll say old school Gorguts here in the VM Underground Show live. VM Underground.
VM Underground.